What are some of your favorite memories from your childhood? Chances are they involve other people. Maybe your family, maybe your friends, or anyone that you love. With our loved ones, we can create amazing memories that we can look back on, and we can create traditions that we can continue for years to come. One of my favorite memories from my childhood was baking with my grandma. And in this speech, I'm going to be teaching you how to bake one of my favorite recipes. But first, I'll tell you a little bit about the first time that I made this recipe. Growing up, me and my grandma would always bake cookies. This was our favorite recipe, and they were always delicious. But she would sometimes tell me that the next time that I visited, we were going to be making something different. We would normally forget, and we would go back to baking cookies again. Until this summer. This summer, we finally tried the new recipe, which is mud bars. These are mud bars, and we made these for the first time this summer, and I thought that they were super delicious. So I'll be teaching you how you can make your own. But first I'll tell you a little bit about their flavor and about the process of baking them. So as you can see, they have a lot of chocolate in them, so they're very chocolatey. So if you like chocolate, you're in luck. But if not, you can substitute the chocolate ingredients for berries, for nuts, for raisins, or anything that you like. But they're super delicious, and they're also pretty easy to make, and they're pretty easy to clean up as well. So it's a simple process to bake them, and they're perfect. They make a perfect dessert or snack, and they're super delicious and super fun to share. But now to the actual recipe. For this recipe, you'll need 2 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1½ cups of brown sugar, 1 cup of softened butter, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, 2 eggs, and a 24-ounce bag of chocolate chips. So once you have all your ingredients, you'll first need to preheat your oven to 375 degrees. Once this is done, you'll get 2 bowls, a small one and a large one. In the small one, you'll combine your flour, your baking soda, and your salt. So you'll mix this together and then set it aside. Then in the larger bowl, you'll combine the brown sugar, the vanilla extract, and the softened butter. And a helpful tip is to store your brown sugar in the freezer so that it doesn't go bad. But after you combine these ingredients, you can mix them together, and then once they're thoroughly mixed, you'll add in the egg. So in this bowl, you'll have the brown sugar, vanilla extract, softened butter. You'll mix them together, and then put the egg, and then you'll mix this together. Once you have all the wet ingredients mixed, you're going to gradually pour in your dry ingredients. You want to do this slowly to make sure that they get mixed together thoroughly. But so once those are all mixed together, you're going to stir in most of the chocolate chips. You don't want to use them all because we're going to use the leftovers to create a chocolate frosting on top of the mud bars, but you want to use most. I'd say probably about 90% of the bag you want to use in the mixture. So then you'll mix in these chocolate chips, and once that's finished, you'll pour your mixture into a pan and put it into the oven. And so you'll bake these at 375 degrees for about 24 minutes. Once they're done, you'll take them out of the oven and pour the chocolate chips over immediately after. You want to do this really quickly because we're going to melt the chocolate chips on top to create the chocolate frosting. So you'll let them sit for a minute or two, and then once it looks like they're melting, you can take a spatula or a knife and just spread them across the top of the mud bar evenly to make sure that every piece has chocolate frosting on it. And once this is done, you're finished. Then you can cut up your mud bars, and they're ready to eat and ready to share. And hopefully you can share this with your friends, your families, or your family, and you can make some amazing memories bonding over your dessert. Growing up, as I said in the beginning, I have amazing memories baking and sharing baked goods with my family, and hopefully now you can make your own memories. Food and eating bring people together, and with this recipe, I hope you can make some amazing memories bonding with your family over the delicious dessert that you prepared.